Hi guys, this is Life After 70 with Dan. Today we're going to talk about a preparedness for a major snowstorm. And looks like about 35 to 40 states are going to get hit by this monster storm. We're supposed to get 8 to 12 inches here in southwest Ohio, excuse me. And I know far to the south of us in Kentucky down to Tennessee and southern states are going to get a lot of ice. So everybody be careful. And today we're going to talk a little bit about preparedness to make sure you're ready for this. So let's talk about during and after the storm, what you need to do to be ready. I got my Outage generator running in the background. It does its weekly test. So speaking of generators, I hope you guys are ready. Hope you have one out because there's going to be a lot of power outages. But about 10 years ago, I invested in an all-house generator by Generac. It's a 22K that it tests itself every week for 5 minutes, and then when the power goes out within 15 seconds, I have power to the house and the garage. So it runs on natural gas, and it'll run indefinitely unless we lose natural gas. So that's something I invested in. So they're not inexpensive. I think I paid like $8,800 10 years ago. They have gone up since then, so that's just something to food for thought, that maybe you ought to consider getting an all-house generator, or make sure you have a running generator to keep at least your essential lights, refrigerators, and things like that on. So let's talk about what we need to do for a major snowstorm that's coming, and this is across the U.S. pretty much. It's about peace of mind, being ready. If you're over 70 or caring for someone who is, winter storms can be more than just inconvenient. They can be dangerous if you're not ready. And guys, I'm old enough now to tell you that back in the 50s through the 70s, we had heavy snow every winter. And we've had some winters here we didn't have any snow. Or for that matter, I remember one winter that the lakes never even froze over. So that was very different than what I was used to growing up with in the 50s, 60s, again in the 70s. Once in the 80s started hitting, we started getting milder winters. I don't contribute it to global warming, because this winter has been a doozy. It's been very cold. We've had a lot of snow here in southwest Ohio already. And I'm sure you guys up north in Minnesota, Chicago, and New York, you're used to these kind of winters. I know you laugh at us when we talk about 8 to 12 inches when you guys are dealing with 2 and 3 feet sometimes. But yeah. But you got to be ready for it. You got to worry about power outages, ice, walkways, missed medications, frozen pipes. These are real risk, but they're manageable with the right preparation. I'm going to walk you through exactly what to do before, during, and after a major snowstorm, using simple, proven steps I've learned over decades of experience in real life. First of all, no fear, no overthinking, just smart preparation, so you can stay safe, warm, and comfortable. A lot of people, we were at Kroger's grocery store on Thursday. I had never seen it that busy. You couldn't find a shopping cart. And when we got done running through the line, which took forever to get through several lines that were open, checkout, and the managers were even running the registers because it was so busy. But I remember asking him, boy, it's hard to find a shopping cart. He says, well, we have 300 in this store, and there's none of them outside. So that was telling us that 300 people were shopping inside. You couldn't hardly find bread. Now, that's what I heard now. Back in Thursday, you could. You couldn't find bread. You couldn't find milk. You couldn't find water for sure. It sells out like crazy. I always have stored water here. I keep big containers of the smaller bottles up under areas like under beds and things where I know that if I need it, that it is there. We are preppers by nature as well. I have enough food behind me where we have it in storage bins, and I also have a lot in Mylar bags. So it's going to last for years and years. But we prepped probably 5 to 7 years ago, so we have enough food stored now to last for quite a long time. I've got a couple of freezers out here that we keep completely full of meat and things that we know we'll need. And of course we got the house freezer, and the garage has also got a refrigerator freezer out there. So we keep things prepared. We again, we got the power situation figured out, and then you just got to be ready for something like this. But before you do anything, you need to know what kind of storm is coming. That's important. Here's my generator just shut off. There's a big difference between a light snowfall, a blizzard, or an ice storm, or a snowstorm with extreme cold and wind. And I think we're going to get all of that later today and tomorrow. Pay attention to snow totals, wind chill, ice accumulation during at the storm, duration of the storm, so you know those. If officials are saying they are off the roads, believe them. At our age, there's no reason to test fate. Preparation starts 48 to 72 hours before the storm hits. A little late now, but you can still prepare. If you can get some gas, make sure your vehicles are always filled up with gas. That's very important before a storm hits. And make sure, again, that you've got your essentials that you need. You don't want to try to do it the night before, but we are the night before now, or the day before. Food and water prep. Let's talk about that a little bit. Let's start with the basics. Food. Have at least 3 to 5 days of food that does not require cooking. Good options: canned soups and stews, crackers and peanut butter, canned tuna or chicken, shelf-stable meals, protein bars, dry cereal. If you have a microwave, great, but never rely on electricity. Water. This is a critical and often overlooked. You should have a gallon of water per person per day, minimum 3 days, preferably 5 days. This includes water for drinking, medications, basic hygiene, fill clean containers, or buy bottled water early. Shelves empty fast, and I can tell you they're probably empty at all the stores now. Let's talk about medication and medical needs. These are important for people that's on oxygen and everything else. This section is especially important after 70. Medications. Make sure you have at least 7 to 10 days of prescription medications, a printed medication list, and pharmacy phone numbers. If you use insulin, oxygen, CPAP machines, nebulizers, have a backup plan for power outages. Medical equipment. You want to check your batteries for medical devices, backup power packs, manual alternatives if possible. If you rely on home care or deliveries, confirm schedules before the storm. Doesn't mean you're going to get them, but confirm them anyway. Heat and power preparation. Cold is one of the biggest dangers, obviously. We can live there's snow on the ground, but we have to have heat. So if you lose your power, close off unused rooms. Use blankets, layered clothing, hats indoors. Never use grills or ovens for heat. If you have a generator, test it. Space heaters, use safely and never unattended. Power. Prepare for outages. Flashlights, not candles, extra batteries, battery-powered radio, power banks for recharging. Charge everything before the storm starts. That's a smart idea there for sure, is to get things charged up, because if you have to charge it again during the outage, you'll at least have a be able to have a full charge, and make sure your power packs are fully charged too. Home safety, let's speak of that a little bit. Prevent frozen pipes. Let faucets drip slightly, open cabinet doors under the sinks. Know where your main water shutoff valve is. Smoke and COD detectors. Test all detectors. Replace batteries. Carbon monoxide poisoning increases during storms, especially when people use unsafe heat sources. Doors and windows. Seal drafts with towels. Close blinds at night to retain heat. Those are some of the things we don't think about. Having the curtains closed actually traps the heat, and also helps from any drafts or things coming through your windows. Outdoor prep, transportation. Outside your home, before snow hits especially, bring in trash cans, secure loose items, salt walkways early. Well, I'm going to do that here in a little while. After 70, falls are the #1 danger in winter. Ice doesn't care how careful you are. Vehicles. If you must drive, and a lot of people do, keep gas tank at least half full. Again, I like to keep it full. Emergency kit in car, blanket, flashlight, water. But honestly, stay home if you can. I think my wife and I are going to stay hunkered down till Tuesday morning. I'm not sure we're going to leave the house other than me going out and removing the 12 inches of snow we're going to have coming here. I've got a pretty good size snow blower, which I'm glad I purchased that a few years ago, because I can get it out, and I'll have it actually ready to go before the storm even hits. I'll have it actually inside on my patio, to where it's a heated patio, where I can just push that thing right out the door, and then I will start my snow removal, shall we say. But no appointment is worth a broken hip. So if you think you need to be somewhere, you may want to reconsider that. During the storm, once a storm starts, stay indoors. Limit movement. Check weather updates. Eat regularly, hydrate, and don't let the cold creep in. If the power goes out, use one room as your warm zone. Check on neighbors by phone if possible. Conserve phone battery. And folks, I can't emphasize enough how to look out after your neighbors, especially elderly neighbors, widows, widowers. Check on them. If you've got their phone number, or if you even need to get out and make sure they're okay, do that. So if you feel unsafe, call for help early. And like I say, 911 emergencies and stuff, they will be prioritized, obviously, but you have to remember that they're going to be so busy during that time that it may be a little longer wait for you if you have to have any emergency services. Okay, the storm may pass, but what danger remains? Be careful going outside. Ice hides under the snow. Take short steps. Use handrails. Wear proper footwear. If you don't need to go out, don't. Check your home. Look for frozen or burst pipes. Listen for unusual sounds. Watch ceilings for leaks. Take your time. There's no rush. Speaking into snow blowing. As we age, again, I'm 74 now, I will use a regular snow shovel just to get out the door of my patio so I can get the snow blower out there. But I limit myself using a snow blower. I don't have any heart issues or anything, but I've seen so many people just drop over from a heart attack shoveling snow. You hear it all the time. You see it on the news all the time. So guys, just be careful. Don't let pride get in your way. If somebody comes down your sidewalk and you can't have anybody do it, and they want to charge you $10, $20 or whatever, and you can afford it, pay it. Let a younger person do that for you. So snowstorms don't have to be scary. They just require respect. Preparation is independence. Preparation is confidence. Preparation is how we stay safe after 70. If this video helped you, share it with someone you care about, especially another senior or a family member looking out for their parents. This is life after 70, and we prepare, we adapt, and we keep moving forward. Thank you for watching the video. Share, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I will see you after the storm.